Don't complain. Relax with your pain. There it is. That moment that confronts us all. The unavoidable ache. The sting of disappointment. The shadow of struggle that darkens even the brightest days. Too often our first impulse is to resist. To rail against the unfairness. To voice our grievances. As if by complaining we might change the course of suffering. But what if the true power lies not in complaint, but in surrender? What if embracing the pain, leaning into its uncomfortable truth, is the path to transformation and profound peace? Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the messenger. It arrives unbidden, relentless, demanding attention, whispering truths we cannot ignore. It strips away the illusions, shatters complacency, and forces us to reckon with reality, raw, unfiltered, and real. To complain is to resist, the very thing that seeks to teach us to fight the current instead of learning how to swim. To relax with your pain is to welcome it as a teacher, to breathe deeply through the discomfort, and to find stillness amidst the storm. The great paradox of life is this: growth cannot happen without discomfort. Success cannot be tasted without the bitterness of struggle. Joy cannot be known without the shadow of sorrow. Yet, in the culture of instant gratification and relentless positivity, pain is shunned, hidden, and dismissed. We fear it, deny it, and in doing so, we imprison ourselves in cycles of frustration and despair. But when you stop complaining and start relaxing into your pain, you reclaim your power. You transform suffering from a burden into a catalyst. You open the door to resilience, wisdom, and authentic strength. Imagine a river flowing when it meets a rock. It does not fight or complain. It simply moves around it, carving new paths and deepening its course. So must you become fluid, adaptive, unyielding, not in force, but in spirit. Your attitude is the crucible in which this transformation takes place. Choose to see pain not as punishment, but as initiation. Choose to view hardship not as defeat, but as opportunity. This shift in perspective does not erase the discomfort, but it changes your relationship to it. Gratitude for pain might sound counterintuitive, yet it is the foundation of inner peace and enduring success, for it is through pain that we awaken, through struggle that we evolve, and through hardship that we find the depth of our courage. Communication too shapes your journey. Speak honestly to yourself and others about your pain, not as a complaint, as a declaration of your humanity. Silence the voices that urge you to mask your wounds with bravado or denial. When you articulate your struggle with clarity and vulnerability, you break the chains of isolation and invite connection. This is not weakness. It is the strength of authenticity. Through this, relationships deepen, empathy grows, and support flourishes. Self-discipline becomes your anchor in turbulent waters. It is the commitment to show up, to endure, and to act even when pain clouds your vision. Discipline is not the absence of feeling, but the mastery of it. It is the ability to hold space for your pain without letting it dictate your choices. Like a sculptor chisels away stones to reveal form, within discipline carves your character in the crucible of suffering. Guard your mindset vigilantly. Pain can breed bitterness or breakthrough. Your thoughts will determine which path you take. Cultivate a mindset that sees beyond the immediate sting to the lessons beneath. Replace stories of victimhood with narratives of growth. Feed your mind with truths that empower and inspire. Remember, the mind is the soil from which your experience grows. Nourish it. While lifelong learning is essential, as you navigate pain, every trial carries wisdom waiting to be uncovered. Seek it relentlessly in books, mentors, reflections, and within yourself. Transform knowledge into insight, and insight into action. This hunger for growth amidst pain keeps you evolving, sharpening your edge, and deepening your resilience. Time management becomes more critical than ever. Pain can consume your hours if unchecked. Prioritize healing, growth, and purposeful action. Protect your time from distractions that deepen suffering rather than alleviate it. Create rituals that foster peace and progress through disciplined time. Stewardship, you reclaim your life from the grip of pain. Resilience is your armor forged in the fires of adversity. It empowers you to rise repeatedly, to face each day with renewed courage. Resilience is not born from ease, but from enduring learning and adapting. Embrace failure and setback as companions on your path, not enemies. Each challenge strengthens your spirit and refines your purpose. Nurture your body and mind with care. Pain can exhaust your physical and mental resources. Movement, nutrition, rest, mindfulness, and positive relationships become vital. Supports a healthy vessel, enables you to carry your pain with grace. To sustain the effort required for transformation, generosity amidst pain is a profound act of courage. Giving your time, knowledge, and compassion, even when wounded, expands your heart and creates connections that heal. Generosity is a bridge from suffering to meaning, from isolation to community. Above all, hold unwavering faith, not in the absence of pain, but in your capacity to transcend it. Trust that every hardship carries a seed of growth, every struggle a lesson, and every moment of suffering the possibility of awakening. Let faith be the light that guides you through darkness, the anchor that steadies you in storms. To stop complaining and to relax with your pain is to reclaim your sovereignty. It is to choose peace over resistance, growth over stagnation, and strength over surrender. This is the essence of Master I, the art of transforming suffering into power, pain into purpose. Rise now into this truth. Breathe deeply into your discomfort. Stand firm in your journey. Your pain is not your prison. It is your passage. Walk through it with courage, wisdom, and grace. Your destiny awaits beyond the shadows of complaint. Claim it with open arms and an unshakable heart. Let your breath be steady as the tides that have weathered every storm, unshaken by the tempest of your mind. Remember, strength you seek is not in denying your pain, but in embracing it fully, allowing it to teach you the language of resilience. When you relax into your pain, you cease to be its captive. Instead, you become its master, using every ache, every scar, every wound as a stepping stone toward profound wisdom and unyielding courage. This journey demands that you shed the habit of complaint, like a worn-out garment, heavy and tattered from years of carrying burdens that no longer serve you. Complaining feeds suffrage. It amplifies pain and traps you in a cycle where growth is impossible. But to relax with your pain is to breathe peace into your suffering, to soothe the fire rather than fuel it. It is to stand with open eyes and an open heart in the face of hardship and say, I see you, I accept you, and I will rise above you. In the stillness that follows surrender, clarity emerges. You begin to understand that pain is not punishment, but a sacred invitation to evolve. It is the sculptor's chisel shaping the raw marble of your character into a masterpiece of strength and grace. Your hardships become the verses of your story, etched line rich with meaning. Each chapter filled with lessons that illuminate your path forward. To relax with your pain is also to honor your humanity. It is a radical act of self-compassion that recognizes you are not defined by your suffering, but by how you respond to it. When you stop fighting and start feeling, truly feeling, you unlock the door to healing. You open yourself to transformation that is deep, lasting, and life-giving. This is the paradox of pain. When you stop resisting it, it loses its power over you. When you welcome it, you disarm it. When you surrender, you rise. So stand now with quiet strength. Let your spirit be like the ancient trees that bend with the wind, but do not break. Let your heart be a harbor of peace amidst the storms. Let your mind be a fortress where hope, courage, and faith reside. Your pain does not diminish you, defines the depth of your resilience, the breadth of your empathy, and the magnitude of your courage. Walk forward with grace. Live fully with your wounds. Shine brightly with your scars, because you are more than your pain. You are the light that breaks through the darkest night. You are the victory that follows every struggle. You are the promise of a new dawn. Relax with your pain and watch as it transforms from a burden into your greatest strength. Your journey is not just to survive, but to thrive. Rise now, unshaken and unstoppable. Your life, your power, your destiny await. Embrace this truth with every fiber of your being. Pain is not a wall to block your path, but a gateway to the greatness that lies beyond the moment. You stop battling against your suffering and begin to move through it. With open eyes and steady breath, you unlock a wellspring of power that few ever discover. This power is not loud or flashy. It is the quiet, relentless force that carries you forward. When the world presses heavy and the night feels endless, remember, every seed must break through the soil, pushing past darkness and resistance before it can reach the sunlight. So must you. Your pain is the breaking ground where your roots take hold, where your spirit strengthens, where your purpose is born anew. Do not rush this process. Do not resent the struggle. Instead, honor it as the sacred crucible that transforms ordinary into extraordinary. To relax with your pain is to invite grace into your life. It is to meet hardship, not with clenched fists, but with open hands. It is the courage to face your shadows and the wisdom to know they do not define you. In this surrender, you reclaim your freedom. The freedom to feel deeply without being overwhelmed, to acknowledge your wounds without being broken, to carry your scars with pride and dignity. This is the art of living, fully embracing all that you are, the light and the dark, the joy and the sorrow, the triumphs and the trials. It is the acceptance that life's richness comes, not from avoidance of pain, but from the depth of your presence within it. When you stop complaining and start relaxing with your pain, you awaken to a new reality where suffering becomes a teacher. Healing becomes a journey, and your soul becomes a beacon of resilience. Rise now with this newfound strength. Stand tall as the architect of your own destiny, the author of your unfolding story. Let your pain be the fuel that ignites your purpose, the rhythm that sets your pace, the melody that sings of your survival and your triumph. You are not alone. You are never defeated. With every breath, with every step, you move closer to the life you were born. To live a life marked not by the absence of pain, but by the presence of unshakable peace. Relax with your pain, trust the process, embrace the journey, and know this: your greatest strength lies not in escaping suffering, but in dancing gracefully through it. Your destiny awaits. Walk toward it now, whole, powerful, and free. Let this be your solemn vow, to no longer waste energy on resistance, but to channel every ounce of your being into acceptance and growth. Pain may visit, but it will no longer dictate the course of your life. Instead, it becomes the raw material from which you build your resilience, your wisdom, your courage, like the blacksmith who tempers steel with fire. You forge your character in the heat of adversity. When you choose to relax with your pain, you claim the sacred right to be fully human, flawed, vulnerable, yet unbreakably strong. You cease to hide your wounds behind masks of bravado or denial. You meet yourself with kindness, understanding that healing is not linear, but a spiral, sometimes stepping back to gather strength before soaring higher. In this space of radical acceptance, your heart softens and your spirit awakens. Compassion blooms not just for others, but for yourself. You begin to see that your struggles connect you to the vast tapestry of human experience, weaving threads of empathy, connection, and shared strength, no longer shackled by complaint. Your voice rises with clarity and purpose. You speak not to cast blame, but to express truth. You listen not to defend, but to understand. Your communication becomes a bridge, not a barrier, leading you toward deeper relationships and greater influence. With each moment of relaxation in the face of pain, your self-discipline grows. You learn to hold space for discomfort without being consumed by it. You cultivate patience in a culture of haste. You build endurance in a world hungry for quick fixes. This discipline is not harsh, but loving. It is the gentle insistence that you deserve peace, growth, and transformation. Your mindset shifts from victim to victor. The narrative of helplessness dissolves into a story of empowerment. You recognize that while you cannot always control what happens to you, you hold sovereign power over how you respond. This revelation is a turning point, a gateway to freedom. Commit to lifelong learning through your pain. Each challenge is a lesson, each struggle a masterclass in strength. Seek wisdom in your journey and let it shape your path. Time becomes your ally as you understand that healing and growth unfold with patience and persistence. Nurture your body and mind as sacred vessels. Pain taxes your energy, so care becomes an act of resistance and renewal. Move, rest, nourish, and reflect. Cultivate habits that sustain your vitality and sharpen your clarity. Generosity flows naturally from a heart that has known suffering and chosen grace. Give freely, knowing that what you offer returns multiplied in unexpected blessings. Your life becomes a beacon of hope and a testament to the transformative power of love. Above all, anchor yourself in unwavering faith, not in the absence of pain, but in your capacity to transcend it. Trust the process, believe in your strength, and hold fast to your vision. This faith is the light that guides you through the darkest nights and the storms that seek to sway you. Now rise with this profound truth. Your pain is not a curse, but a crucible. Within it lies your power to transform, to heal, and to soar. Relax into your pain and watch as it becomes the catalyst for your most extraordinary self. Step forward boldly, knowing you carry within you the strength of 1,000 battles, the wisdom of countless lessons, and the light of an unquenchable spirit. Your journey continues not despite your pain, but because of it. Embrace it, own it, thrive beyond it. Breathe deeply now, for in this very breath lies your liberation. You have journeyed through the shadowed valleys of discomfort, yet here you stand unyielding, unbroken, and unafraid. To relax with your pain is to reclaim your sovereignty. It is the quiet rebellion against a world that demands you shrink in the face of struggle. This is your declaration that no suffering, no hardship, no wound will dictate the limits of your life. Feel the power that surges when you cease to resist and begin to accept the fierce serenity that emerges. When complaint falls silent and courage takes its place, pain loses its grip, not when it is fought with fury, but when it is met with unwavering presence. This presence is the space where healing begins, where transformation unfolds, where the seed of your greatest strength is planted. Carry this truth within you always. Your scars are not signs of defeat, but badges of honor. Each one tells a story of survival, of battles faced and overcome, of depths explored and wisdom earned. Wear them proudly, for they are the markings of a soul who dared to feel deeply, to endure fully, and to rise higher. In embracing your pain, you awaken empathy and compassion, not just for others, but for your own humanity. You recognize the shared struggles that bind us all and find connection and vulnerability. This connection becomes a source of profound strength, a wellspring of grace that nourishes your journey and illuminates the paths of those around you. Let this be your legacy, a life not defined by the absence of pain, but by the grace with which you dance through it. A life where complaint is replaced by acceptance, resistance by surrender, and fear by faith. A life where your greatest trials become the stepping stones to your most magnificent victories. Now step forward into the fullness of your power. Walk with the steady confidence of one who has faced the storm and found peace within it. Speak with the authority of one who knows that true strength is born in the heart, that embraces both light and shadow. Live with the radiant courage of one who has learned to relax with pain, and in doing so has unlocked the boundless potential of their soul. This is your moment, your rise, your transformation. Own it, live it, become it. And know this: nothing can stop the soul that has learned to dance gracefully with its pain. Your pain is no longer your enemy. It is your most profound teacher, your fiercest ally in the journey toward greatness. When you relax into it, you cease to run from the shadows and instead illuminate them with the light of awareness and acceptance. This transformation is not about surrendering to suffering, but about mastering it, transcending it to uncover the depths of your resilience and the heights of your potential. Feel the strength that rises when you no longer fight the current, but learn to navigate it with grace. The waves of hardship may crash, but you remain the steady captain of your soul, steering with clarity and courage. This is the art of living fully, not despite pain, but because of it. Each moment of discomfort becomes a stepping stone. Each trial, a sculptor's tool shaping the masterpiece of your life. Hold this truth close. The path to true success is paved with moments where you choose presence over resistance, acceptance over complaint. In these choices, you claim your power. You rewrite the story from 1A victimhood to victory, from despair to hope, from limitation to liberation. Let your heart beat with unwavering faith. Trust that every hardship carries the seed of your evolution. Every scar tells a story of triumph, and every breath you take is a testament to your unbreakable spirit. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you rise each time you fall. Stand now fully alive in this realization. Let your pain be the forge that tempers your will, the canvas on which you paint your strength, the melody that sings of your courage. Walk forward with unshakable resolve, radiant with the wisdom that comes from embracing every part of your journey. You are the embodiment of resilience, the living proof that to relax with your pain is to transform suffering into power and adversity into your greatest triumph. Rise unstoppable and free. Your destiny awaits with each step forward. Feel the surge of life coursing through your veins of life, no longer weighed down by the chains of complaint, but elevated by the wings of acceptance. You have chosen the path less traveled, the path of courage to face pain. Head on the path of wisdom, to learn from every wound, the path of grace to transform suffering into strength. This is the true essence of mastery, the heartbeat of transformation, the soul's triumphant dance through the storms. No longer will pain control your narrative or dictate your destiny. Instead, you wield it as a catalyst, fuel for your purpose, fire for your passion, foundation for your greatness. In the quiet moments when doubt creeps in, remember this truth: your power lies not in avoiding hardship, but in embracing it fully with a calm mind and an unyielding spirit. Surround yourself with reminders of your resilience. Let the scars you carry be banners of honor, the lessons you've learned be lanterns, lighting your way, and the peace you cultivate be a fortress no storm can breach. Each breath you take is an act of defiance against despair. Each choice, a declaration of your unwavering commitment to rise now as you stand at the cusp of your next chapter. Know that the journey ahead will call upon this strength again and again, but you are ready because you have learned to relax with your pain, to welcome it, understand it, and transcend it. This is the power that will carry you through the darkest nights into the dawn of your greatest victories. Go forth now with a heart fierce and free, a mind sharp and steady, and a spirit radiant and unbreakable. Your pain has not defeated you, it has defined you. Your journey is not over. It has only just begun. Rise boldly, live fully, shine infinitely. This is your moment. Own it. Now, stand tall in the fullness of your awakening. The pain you once feared has become the fire that forges your strength, the crucible in which your spirit was tempered and refined. You are no longer a victim to circumstance, no longer a prisoner of complaint. You have chosen the path of courage to relax with your pain, to lean into discomfort with open arms, and to rise unshaken from every trial. This is your victory, hard-won and radiant. Feel the power coursing through your veins, the power born from acceptance, resilience, and unyielding faith. It is the quiet force that moves mountains, the steady flame that lights the darkest night, the unbreakable will that commands your destiny. Your scars are not marks of weakness, but badges of honor, testaments to a soul that refused to break a heart, that refused to surrender. This moment is yours. The world awaits your brilliance, bold, fearless, and whole. Carry your pain not as a burden, but as a sacred gift, to wellspring of wisdom, a source of compassion, a beacon of strength for others, still lost in the shadows. You are the living proof that transformation is possible. Suffering can birth greatness, and that peace can be found amidst the storm. So rise now with fierce determination and gentle grace. Speak your truth with clarity and confidence. Walk your path with steady steps and open heart. Own your journey. Every scar, every lesson, every triumph is the sacred story of your becoming. The pain was never the end. It was the beginning. Your life, your power, your destiny, yours to claim. Stand tall, stand free, stand unstoppable, and let the world witness the unstoppable force you have become.